Here we go.
All right, guys, Coach Bang here. At Training Aspects, we're gonna do a couple of these talks with a couple of our athletes, spotlight, show guys how they've been doing, how training has been going. I got my first guy here, Braden Heister. He's playing at PHC. He's go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Braden Heister. I play for the Philadelphia Hockey Club U16 AAA team.
All right, cool. Heister's been training with us for about like 2.5, going on 3 years. When you first started, give us a little bit about your hockey career, when you started, how it's been going, and where it's at right now.
Yeah, so I started playing hockey a lot later than most guys. I started when I was about 11 years old. I played Havoc, went up to Pee Wee B, Bantam B, and pretty much from there, after I started training with you guys, I made that jump from Bantam B to AAA in 2 years. So I went from B to AA to AAA, and I think training with you guys was pretty much the main reason for that.
Cool. Have you trained anywhere before, or had you trained on your own, or anything else like that?
Yeah, I mean, before I started working out with you guys, I trained at the gym, pretty much just by myself, doing, the regular chest, back, whatever, legs. And yeah, I mean, after starting training with you guys, it's helped my game a ton because, just doing those random movements and not really training with intention of, improving your game on the ice and training those hockey-specific movements, it's not going to, improve your game. And after starting to train and, do mobility and hit movement and all that kind of stuff, it's helped my game a ton. So
I feel like you hit it right on the nail in the coffin. A lot of younger athletes, again, you see things that is on Instagram or social media wise, or you might have a friend that also goes through changes like that, but what your friend does or what you see on Instagram or social media might not also be beneficial for you. So I think you made a great point as far as like finding a right fit as far as like developing yourself and finding the program for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as like playing hockey wise and puck battles and being stronger and confident, stuff like that, how is training helped you with hockey?
Yeah, I mean, so, before I started training aspects with them, I felt like, I was getting pushed off pucks, losing board battles, guys would just knock me off the puck really easy. Now I just feel my game has just improved a ton, and I feel way more confident, especially just carrying the puck and in those board battles and those tight situations. I feel, a ton more confident. I feel like guys are, struggling to get me off the puck. I feel like, it's hard for them to get me off the puck, and I feel like, training with you guys is the main reason for that, so.
Well, I'm glad you gave us a little shout out, but it definitely speaks to your player development. You came in, you're ready, willing to work, and then again, everyone thinks training is easy. Training isn't easy. Talk about how when you first started, how your movement was, and as opposed to now.
Yeah. So when I first started, I mean, especially coordination wise and mobility wise, mainly with my hips, it wasn't great at all. Really struggle with that stuff, but I mean, yeah, after working for about 2.5 years with them, it's pretty much good. It's really good. It's improved a lot. I feel strong. I feel stable, and yeah, I feel like it's directly correlated to my honest game. So
I like it, man. We got goals for this year. We're at AAA this year. We'll cut that part out.
Just wait it out.
All right, cool. We got goals for this year. Do you have any personal goals that you would like to share as far as player development, or if you want to keep it to yourself, all yours?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just want to be the best player I can possibly be this year. I want to, put points up on the board, and I just want to improve. That's the main goal for this year, is just to develop and improve my game, and that's what I think I've been doing all summer, and I think I'm going to continue to do it over the season too.
And I think that's another big important piece too. A lot of guys, they just train for the summer. And then once the season comes, they stop training, they lose their muscle, they lose their development, they lose the fast twitch muscles and everything that they worked so hard for that off season. And then once the season starts, you get into the season, you stop working out, and now you're back to ground zero.
Right.
So I think that was another big piece for you too, as far as you staying consistent as far as training during the season. And then once the off season hit, we didn't have to go back to a ground zero or a base level. We were able to just stay here and hit it from there.
Exactly. Yep.
So that was really good on that end. Can you talk a little bit difference between training in the summertime as opposed to in season?
Yeah, so I'd say training in the summertime, it's a lot more intense. It's just really, it amps up a ton. We're going heavier, we're going faster, way more intense. I feel like in the season, it's a lot more laid back, not as heavy, lighter, quicker workouts, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like, there's a reason for that definitely, because during the season, you're playing 2 to 3 games a weekend, skating, 5 times a week. And it gets tiring. So if you're, training, if you're maxing out on squat or you're maxing out on bench on top of that, I mean, you're gonna get exhausted. Your muscles are gonna be worn out. So I feel like, you know, it really does play a part. But if you're, you know, skating twice a week in the summer, you're not playing any games, and there's a reason to go heavier, you know, get you stronger in the summer, get you faster, and yeah.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. So again, a lot of our younger athletes, in general, just mindset-wise, you don't really think about having to train or the cycle of training. The off season is supposed to be meant for a lot more harder intensity, and then winter end season is supposed to be for maintaining and keeping everything that you develop through the off season. And hopefully, when you get back to off season or not, having injuries during the season, little small injuries, stuff like that too. When you feel a lot more stronger, you can last the whole season, no injuries, and a lot more durable.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you today. Heath, any more questions for me, or you got
Not really. No, I'm good.
anything else you want to share with everyone else?
Not really. No.
All right, cool. Coach Bang here, Braden Heaster, 16 PhD. Then we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yep. See ya.
All right, not bad.
That's good, right?